than a teenager, sort of like human, but it's not human. And I toss it on the ground, and it looks at me like a angry wet cat and goes, and I wake up, and then here's the kicker to the lucid dream. I'm awake, and I'm not panicking because I was like, well, I just whooped that thing's ass, and then my speaker's on. I have a sound bar, and it goes boop boop boop, and I've never heard it do that in my life. So that was one experience, kind of recent, that I had. How do you guys view that?
I want to say something about the tornado, because there is a type of jinn that actually can manifest like that, and it's found they're like this whirl.
Hello, Starseeds, and welcome to Star Blood Chronicles. I'm your host, Dragon Paul, and I've been a little busy trying to start some merchandise to be sold from YouTube, which is pretty cool. It's not done yet, so just give me some time. I'm learning as I go, so to all the goons, goblins, witches, and warlocks who already know what's up, this episode is for people that might not know what's up. It's called So You Want to Become a Light Worker. Well, today I'm going to talk about some pros and cons about it. And you might be even doing light work and not know it. It's just the person you are. So get ready. Grab yourself a beer, coffee, whatever you like to do, and let's get started. Oh, hey, before I begin, go to my Star Blood Instagram, and you can see more of what I'm doing. And I even have extraterrestrial videos where they come and they show themselves to me. So if you're into that, go check it out. Star Blood Chronicles Instagram. Something like that. So here's a small list I made about what you can expect when you become a light worker, or what you're feeling and you don't even know what a light worker is. To me, someone who works with the light is someone who helps humanity, all beings, just get rid of the little nasties, or even just helping someone heal from losing someone. When someone, to be honest, you don't lose anything. The way I see when someone passes away is I'm gaining another partner on the other side. So I don't see, it's not a loss for me. And that's how I maintain the light mentality. So you can use that. So someone who is a light worker will be highly empathetic. They care for others' feelings, not just their own. Some light workers actually put in more energy towards other people's feelings, and then the light worker pays for that. So you got to find a balance with this stuff. Then you have someone who feels deep compassion to help those in need. They become one with nature, or they just really, really love nature, because in reality, we are nature. We're not, nature's not over there. Nature's here, then we create it out there. Oh, and they have a huge love for all animals, insects. It's not just, oh, I like dogs, but I hate cats. I don't think you're light working right there. Then a light worker would have a profound sensitivity physically and spiritually. The understanding of more than one perspective, sensing people's energy is a big one. I mean, we all have these abilities, but some people have them stronger when they're born, and some people, like me, practice and build them. It's like a muscle. It's like any muscle. Just practice, like meditation. I practice, and now I see stuff in my meditations. But it's all good. It's all more of myself that I'm finding. Solitude. Okay. So one thing to understand: solitude is not loneliness. If you're feeling loneliness, that's something you need to work out with yourself, because solitude is actually a power. It helps you learn to know what your own energy feels like. Someone who always needs people around or needs to be in a relationship, they're kind of afraid of their own energy. That's how I see it. It helps, solitude helps to recharge your light. I know some people that aren't in this realm will don't understand that going out all the time is damaging to your energy and your aura. Even telling small little white lies can damage your aura, and that's how the darkness creeps in, because not only are you over drinking or doing you know what, and then your aura just gets weaker. Weak. Then you go to church and you think it's all back. Is not back, dog. Uh, with solitude, you can learn how to block energies that do not serve you. So when I go out, I'm already protected because that's what I do. But I also, if I feel something, I'll sit there and envision. So here's a little lesson you can do. You can envision your aura, your body, as a reflective surface, as you're almost like, picture yourself as silver, like a mirror. And what that does is it actually hides you from dark entities, because it's a reflection. They're seeing themselves. They'll almost float by you if you know how to do it. Or you can do the white light, golden light, whatever type of light around you, and it'll block them. They'll be like, nah, I ain't gonna talk to her. I'm gonna go talk to this dark aura chick over here. The ability to listen is something that you don't find as much anymore. The attention span is so small right now. If you have the ability to listen and truly not judge, I know that's a stupid trend or a meme. We listen and we don't judge. Well, people do it. People do judge. Even like me, learning. I'm learning, and I'm really better at not judging. But the life I grew up in first, that's it's a hard program to deprogram. But I'm as long as you're working on it, you're gonna be lighter. Here's another big thing for light workers: no matter what type, or if you have many types of Most light workers do different types of light working, but there are some types that I'll get into right after this. Is we have no fear of death, and it's not like a complete no fear at all of anything. It's more of an understanding that there's more to us, like the Egyptians. It's like dying here is the awakening to your true self. That's basically, it's not like we're looking for that, but we know that everything is divine timing. Death is a ticket to wholeness. Death is not final, and that's something that light workers who do the work understand. Mental positivity that's a big one. Can't always be down in the dumps and think you're a light worker, because you're not going. You have to hold light. You have to be honest, have integrity. Share and spread light is the motto of a light worker, to serve others. That would be a mental positivity, always seeing the bright side. And it's not that cheesy seeing the bright side. It's like the way I see losing someone, right? You can grieve and grieve properly, because you have to. When someone dies in your family or close to you, you have to view it as you're gaining a friend on the other side. Their time is over here. They're not gone. But the more you grieve, the more you over grieve, you kind of you keep them away from helping you. When you understand that they're not dead, they're actually more alive than we are, then they're allowed space to come and visit you more often. The big feeling of being different. You begin to see through the facade, and all people are wearing masks, not just because of COVID. True masks that society creates, your own mind creates, your little circle of friends creates. Everyone is trying to, what's the word, like fit in. That's two words. But and you'll feel different, like in group outings. That's when you really start to see, like, small talk is not something you care to do. As soon as someone's like, "So where are you from?" I'm like, probably Sirius, or maybe Andromeda, And they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, well, I'm not sure, but most of our souls come from Sirius. And then they're like, "What? Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But that's small talk sucks for people who are spiritually inclined. They love deep and they love true connections. So, pros, that was a lot of pros, some cons, but here's some cons that I've found as I've been getting more and more into the work. Your intuition skyrockets, because you understand the frequency. You understand that your aura, your body is inside of your spirit. It's not the other way around, despite what religion may have programmed you to think. So housing light within you and vibrating at a high level is a good pro, right? Well, one of the cons of that can be no sleep, hearing things, seeing things, Like you really have to be ready, really ready for this stuff. I see extraterrestrials more than spirits, but that's me. I'm Starblood, as we all are, but I've accepted it. Uh, so you get healthier, right? That's a huge pro. In order to keep light, you must eat light to be light. So back to sleep. I love dreaming. I love dreaming, and all I do is dream at least 5 different places in one night, and probably more, and I just can't remember them. But the funny thing is, when you get lighter and lighter, you don't need sleep as much. Now, don't get me wrong, you need to sleep, but sleep is your connection to home, to the spirit world. That's what gives you your energy. We think sleep is giving us the energy for the next day, but not necessarily. The spiritual realm and connection with dreaming, that's the bridge that you want. If you aren't dreaming, there might be something going on. Something could be blocking you. You could have little nasties in your aura. They basically don't want you to dream. They don't want you to get rest, and they want you to go crazy. And that's another con to raising your frequency, because the more light you get, the more the dark fights against that. Because as I grew up, everything was survival mode, gang stuff. The way I viewed people, it made it easier to hurt people is the way you view them, which is happening right now. But it's everywhere. It's not just one time. It's not just one country, continent. It's all over the place. So every individual must learn to deprogram if they want to be a light worker. That's for sure. One of the huge pros is self work. You have to do self work first. I actually would say do practice meditation and shadow work before you even think about trying light work, because you might not make it past that. Shadow work on yourself, there's probably basically you're your own therapist, but in the spiritual realm, and you have to go deep into yourself and really, really, truly, honestly talk and figure out why you have issues with trust and all these other things in order for you to become whole again. That might be easier for some people, but it was not for me. Um, but now, yeah, that's actually a beautiful thing that happens when you do shadow work. People think it's scary because it's called shadow work, but I mean, it's your own shadows. It's the things that the whole world has put in your head, and then you start to see that light actually gets rid of them. So, okay, so here's a few types of light workers that these are like real categories, but there's always more. I even added the last one because that's the one that I relate to most. But here you go. See how you like it. See which one you relate to, you know? So the first uh the first type of light worker is a light keeper. They hold light at all times. Like these are like monks. Like This is like Gandhi, or that one dude that lit himself on fire just to protest something. They hold the light no matter what their life looks like. You know, a lot of people who hold the light are like activists. Uh, you can look it up. They're light keepers. They keep the peace even in times of chaos, inner peace. Then you've all heard of the healers. They help humanity and all beings, not just the ones they like, but a healer really, you know what a healer is truly doing? And even if a healer thinks that they are doing the healing, they're not necessarily. What's going on is the healer is radiating at a higher level, vibrating high frequency. And what happens to, let's say, Reiki, you run your hands over their body lightly, and you find a low spot, a low vibrational spot. What you're doing is getting your, what do you call it, your client to mentally match, or even spiritually, mentally, bodily match the frequency that you are radiating, to almost massage that little low vibrational bubble out of their body. So basically, you have to have your client match your frequency in order for them to release what they're holding on to. And you're basically just lifting them up. And so they are healing themselves, if you want the facts of what healers do. You got grid workers. I don't know. I've heard of this since I first started. I tried it. It's not too much of my thing, but you go to places where like heavy trauma, or you're guided to go to, what happened? Like, let's say there's been a lot of bloodshed somewhere. A grid worker who knows what they're doing will go there and try to transmute that energy of chaos and pain, and they fix almost the land. The land becomes healed, and the aura of that area that had trauma gets healed. That's a grid worker. They work with zones or places on the planet that need healing. They're called energy points. They get drawn to these points, and that's how they basically work with. It's in the outside mostly. What else do we got? Chee. This is my copper staff I created a long time ago. Helps me get rid of the nasties, as I call them sometimes. A fourth type, we got transmuters. A lot of people do this and will never know that they're transmuting. They transform dense energies into light energy. Sometimes you just having a high vibration can chase things away, because they're like, oh, that guy's too lit. He lit. He's got too much light. This is also good. A real transmuter can help change people's karma, or even ancestral karma. And you can do that on yourself. I've been working on that, and you can do it. Your ancestors have trauma from life that they've lived. And when you do it to yourself, it helps them release stuff too. So that's cool. That's a cool one. This one is the one that you see on TV all the time, are the messenger light workers. They're very sensitive with the third eye, because they can see stuff. right? That's a clairvoyant. They have they work through the heart chakras and the crown chakra. That is the crown is the connection they get. So they get information from the other world. That's what I call it, or the spiritual world, and they relay the whatever messages to our realm. They serve as like the bridge from the other world to our world. And you'll see like mediums are the messengers, right? Mediums, psychics, channelers. Then you got number 6 type. And this one I like because this is kind of how I started getting into this. It's called a way shower because I show the way. Okay. They are the living example of the change that they want to see on the planet. And you don't even have to be into spirituality to do this. You just want to see a better world, and you change yours first, and then that starts to happen. That's exactly how it happens. Inner transformation for others to see what they can do too. So by me being a way shower, someone else who sees it and who resonates with the energy that I put out, they also can find ways to do it just by being around you. They're just like, this guy's always thinking positive. He yells at me when he hears me talking crap about myself. So like there are ways to learn from others like that. Here we got the blueprint holders. This one's a little out there, but bear with me. So the blueprint workers, they come to the planet with a new template, basically within their mind, body, and spirit, their DNA. They are born programmed for a rearranging of the overall consciousness of the planet. You know, them being sent here will change like the consensus to a lighter one wherever they make the contract to be born at. And that's a blueprint holder. That one was pretty cool. That one I haven't heard of a lot, but I mean, it just sounds like a star seed, but that's cool. Then here's my addition to this list, because I'm pretty sure what people like me do is lit. We're spreading that light. So I call it the Dragon Warrior. Of course, what else would I call it? What I like to do is remove darkness from people's homes, work, and yes, even from their own bodies. A lot of times people will never know that they have what I call a hitchhiker. And those cords need to be cut. And I'm practicing that, and that's pretty intense. You can also learn curse reversal. Cleaning homes is something that people should learn on their own, because you can't rely. I mean, you could rely on me, you could pay me, I'll do it. But if it's your home, it really needs to be you involved with doing it. So I think it's something that everyone should learn. Just know how to clear your house. Sage, clearing energy. Palo Santo helps clear entities. But what I've learned that really works is tree resin. I think I have white copal. That thing, that lasts for like a month if you burn that in your space. If you have a big house, get tree resin, white copal, and a resin burner. You'll love it, and then it smells like nature all over. Basically, this type it's funny, but I call it defense against the dark arts because, yes, I'm Slytherin as I grew up, but as I let in more light, I understood that to be Gryffindor was true balance, to have both. And so, yeah, it's like a defense against the dark arts type of light worker. It's like the shaman type. So, what type are you? What type do you want to be? Let me know. But next, I have 3 experiences that happened to me as I was doing my light work for people close to me practicing, right? 3 spiritual attacks. And I'll tell you right now. Let's go. Okay, so very first time I stepped out of my training, I went to go help someone close to me clear their home, a new home. They had been living there for, I don't know, but it wasn't that long. But she was getting feelings and having dreams of something near in her room or in the closet, something like that. I'm just going to paraphrase the situation. And then she found out from people who lived around her and a friend of hers that someone who lived there who was kind of grimy, uh, I don't think they died in there, but they passed away. And that seemed to be the spirit oh, that seemed to be the spirit that went back to the last place it knew that it loved, because it didn't they didn't want he didn't want to leave when he got kicked out of that home, basically. And he got weird. So what I did was I took my dragon staff with my ancestor rattle and all my other tools, and we cleansed the house. I used the Palo Santo, and I have other things that seal doorways and windows and just thresholds. So some things can't return, right away. Hopefully they get bored and go on their spiritual path. So anyways, I did that. I cleansed it. At the end, the client said, as soon as you finished that, I felt something run by me out the back door. And I was like, well, then this house is clean. And so the pro to helping is helping people, right? But here's another con. I got attacked the exact same night by either a piece of this spirit or maybe the whole thing. So I come home, it's my first time. I'm feeling pretty good that I did good. And maybe an hour after, I'm home and my guts, everything is just seems like it's being twisted like a towel. Like my stomach is being wrenched. And so I'm thinking, I just got to go to the bathroom a couple times. Turns out a couple times turned into all night long, even when I was done with the bathroom. I was just in bed, curled up with my stomach turning, like if something was just taking all my entrails and spinning them. Then finally, in the early mornings, I realized, like, dude, I need to cleanse myself and my whole space. Remember, I'm still kind of new to it, so I have to clean my area and myself. And it starts to ease in the like late. It's almost morning. It's almost like 6 a.m., but it's like around 4 or 5. And that's when it starts to ease up, and it's finally leaves, and I sleep until like noon because my energy was taken basically. So you want to be a light worker, do you? Not all things have to be like this. Like some of those other types, uh, you can run into dark things all the time, though. So you have to be prepared for all aspects, all avenues. Like a grid worker could go work a piece of land, and that land could be protected by a dark thing because it likes it to be full of pain and bloodshed. So there's a lot going on in the spiritual realms. But that was my first spiritual attack. And so the second time I helped someone, I gave them, oh, it's my episode, Curse Reversal. And this one I actually got attacked twice for the same client. So this was definitely something stronger, it was a different test, let me tell you. So she had been getting bullied at work. Then eventually she found out that they were doing brujeria, which is dark witchcraft, because there are both. There's dark, there's light, and then there's what they call gray, which is that you use both sides, but not me. So so she's finds out she's getting brujeria on her, and so I go and I help her. I just want to make sure that her kids are safe and her home is safe and her brain is safe, because she was being attacked pretty physically and draining energy like crazy. So I first have her do Palo Santo, and that lightens it for a little while, but then I had to bring out the big guns, right? So I give her a concoction that I created for such situations. I have her do it all around her home, and she says it works. That she sleeps like a baby, and whatever it was left angrily. And so the night of her doing that, I was so sick. I don't know if it was the flu or a little bit of COVID. I don't remember, but I had her walk her through it because I couldn't do it. When you're really sick, your defenses are down, and it's not smart. So, and what's the true thing to determine whether it leaves or not is the person whose space it is. I'm just there as a tool to help guide. So it works for her, but I'm over here sick, and I'm outside, and I meditate, but I'm outside and I'm touching my a tree I have outside, and in my mind's eye, I shit you not, I get like this warning look from, the only thing I can compare it to is a werewolf sort of face. That's all I can tell you. And I said I backed up from the tree because it was jarring, to say the least. And that night, in a fever dream, whatever you want to call it, I get visited by 3 shadow entities. They're just, you can't see them. It's almost tornado like, but I can see 3 of them, and they're at the foot of my bed. But I know it's not my real bed because it just looks like a different scene, scenery. So it's definitely in the astral realms, and I'm aware of that. The more you do this, the more you can control your dreams and know what's going on, and stand up for yourself. So I'm looking at these 3 foggy, shadowy things, and all I'm saying is, show yourself to me. Show yourself, cowards. Show yourselves to me. And then what starts to happen is I start getting pulled off of the bed I'm on, like suctioned out, like, and I'm like grabbing on looking for something to hold on to. And what ends up happening is one of them shows itself, and that's the one I run into. We clash like this, boom. And he's dressed like a pope, but all black pope outfit from the hat to the toe. And what happens, it's so quick. I pick him up just like a regular body slam, and instinctively throw him downwards into the ground where there's a freaking portal is open, and I throw him right through it. I stomp the portal out, and I wake up, and I'm like, not too shabby on my part, but still, I know that they know what I'm doing, right? And so that's my second attack. But my third was my most vivid and yet most glorious. I think as a light worker, I knew that I was ready after this one. So months later, the same client, she calls and tells me that, she says it's back, right? Because she stopped doing cleanings. She's like, well, I didn't know I had to keep doing it. I'm like, anytime you feel weird or go to work, obviously at work is where these things are being thrown at you. You should always do a cleansing of the home when you feel like you want to. Do it when you want. The more you do it, let's say, when you clean your whole house, why not do a cleansing with it? That's what I said. So anyway, she's like, it's back. And I walk her through the same things. I'm like, you're going to have to do it again. Do you still have what I gave you? And she's like, oh, yeah. Have a little bit. And so she does it. And it works. They don't like this stuff. And so I got interviewed on Paranormal Roundtable. You guys should check them out. And I told them this story, and you'll like how they respond, and we kind of dig into it. We dig deep into the symbolism in this attack, this astral travel. I think it's episode. Okay, so ironically, the episode is episode on the live. Look, go under their live Paranormal Roundtable live streams. I'm on there, Dragon Paul, Starblood Chronicles, and I tell them this. It's episode 411. So here's the information. Here's the 411, I guess. So that night, I'm asleep. And I'm taken into a a house that I grew up in. But it looks different a little bit. I know what room exactly it is. It used to be my room, and I know there's bunk beds. I know there's a mirror in front of me. I know the room, but I also know it's not my room later on. So there's a hot chick on top of me, and we're doing what we got to do, you know, male female energies. That's what we do. But during that, the image of her on top of me disappears, but I still feel the body weight. And I can see that there's nothing there, but I can feel in the dream, or what do you call it, a vivid dream? I could feel that there's something still on top of me. And that's when I start to say, okay, this ain't one of my regular happy fun time dreams. This is different. And as I say that to myself in my head, in my dream, which is another cool aspect of being a light worker, you have that much control where you're like, oh wait, I look through this entity that I can't see, and a ball of flies is beginning to form on the wall behind it. I'm looking right at it. That's when I knew it was really not a good thing. If you want more detail, go check out that episode. But so as that happens, I throw the dang thing off of me, which was kind of heavy. Must have been a big back. But so I throw it off of me, and just like that, I'm up from the bottom bunk. I teleport to the top bunk. I don't know. It's just like a safety thing. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. So and now I'm on the top bunk, and you hear that? That's my sound bar. And at the end of this story, you're gonna know why that's weird. So where am I? Okay, so I'm on the top bunk. I'm on this top bunk, and I'm looking down at the door because the door flew open or something, or it was open. I don't know, but I'm like, where the heck is it? Oh no, so the door is probably, it's closed. I don't remember, but it's open, and I think I can jump down and kick whatever's there, even though I can't see it. So I take this crazy ninja kick down the bunk bed. I land and I don't hit anything. I don't feel like I didn't make contact. And this is where it gets crazy. As soon as I think I'm okay, again, boom, I get hit, make real contact, and a tornado. I'm in a freaking cartoon tornado with this thing. Bing, bop, boom, bop, boom, doing all of that stuff. And it's pulling me out of the room more into the kitchen area, right? And so as I'm spinning, it's like it slows down, and I see like an amulet or a necklace kind of what's the word? It's basically floating. It's pinned to the wall, but it's floating, the necklace. And I can't tell what it is. It looks like a necklace. It's probably, I don't know. And I grab that. I don't know what it is, but I pull that as it pulls me out, and we're flailing in a whirlwind. And I start to feel like I'm getting the upper hand of it, and then my mom appears on one side and my sister appears on the other side. So we're in one big sort of triangle, but my corner, we're going crazy, we're fighting. And while they're there, when they show up, I begin to float up, holding this thing, like I'm choking it, I don't know, but I'm holding it. And then right then I feel two hands grab my ankles, So I'm floating in the air, and this thing something has me by the ankles, not letting me fly away, or whatever. With this, I have this freaking thing that I was tussling with, and then in like a blink of an eye, the restraints let go of my feet, and I just basically float real quick, just like to the back door of this house, which is, it's basically just like my old house, but the outside does not look like what I know to be the backyard. So anyways, I get out there, and that's when it shows itself to me, and I also body slam it, but there's no portal. I just throw it down to the ground, and it's the first time I ever see something like that. It's gray faced, dark charcoal, black, gray, not ashen light face. Eyes are fiery orange. That's when I knew. I was like, this is something different. This might be a little higher than the last thing that they sent. I throw it to the ground. It looks back at me pissed, but I just beat you up. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's mad, but it's not coming back. It's not coming after me. So we just have this look at each other, and I'm just like what the frick? And it looks up at me, and it gives me like a freaking cat hiss. It just looks at me like that, and boom, I'm back in my body. And the first thing, I'm not tripping really. I'm not scared because of how it ended. It ended well for me. But what got me was when I come to, and I get up out of my bed a little bit, like, oh, okay, that was crazy. My sound bar gives me 3 bloop, bloop, bloop. Which, another thing I've never heard it do. The one you just heard, it does sometimes. It does once. Like it just loses Wi-Fi or something. But that did it 3 times at the right time. So trip out on that. That's what happened. That's what's gonna go on for some people that want to become light workers. Take it slow if you really want to get into this, but it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, even ghost hunting is like, I consider that easier than doing light work, because the thing about ghost hunters, they don't realize what they can bring back with them. Then they call someone like me to help them remove stuff. But yeah, so think twice before you realize what you want to do. But if it's meant for you, it's meant for you, and you should just stick with it, Let the power of the dragons guide you. Yes? All right, family. That's my time. All I can say is Netlamachtitli. That's Nahua for good fortune. Thank you. Good night.